There are thousands of charity organizations that need help every day. While many of these organizations need money, they also need actual volunteers to help them. They need assistance with simple things like stuffing envelopes to more complicated things like building homes. Many of us think, I would like to help, but I don't have the time or money. What if you were shown in high school some simple ways to help? I was a Girl Scout leader for 6 years and have helped with 4-H activities as well. I've recently also been researching other ways to help charity organizations in my area. Today, I will persuade you that high school students should complete community service hours in order to graduate. Specifically, I will be discussing why high school students should help with community service projects, why the community needs their help, and how to implement it into high school. The first thing I will talk about is why the students should complete volunteer hours. According to Sandra Myers, who published in the 2019 Salem Express Encyclopedia, that students learn to use critical thinking skills, function as part of a group, and make the connection between what they are learning in the classroom and how it applies to a real-life situation. Students can also build relationships that will help them later in life with getting jobs. Community service can also be a good thing to add to resumes and college applications. While speaking with Mr. Chestnut on July 19, 2020, he stated that by completing community service, it helped him with building self-confidence. Previously, he was very shy and didn't like to go to group functions or be in large group. This has helped to where he doesn't mind doing that and no longer goes and kind of sits in the corner. While teaching students new skills, it can help the community. What is the community missing out on by not having students in the community serve? Students would be less inclined to be destructive if they've put an effort into making something look better. If they go and help paint buildings or make picnic tables or make gardens with flowers, they would be less likely to come back and be destructive to those areas. Young people also have great ideas and input for ways to improve community areas such as parks. If they have input in these areas, they are more likely to use the areas and encourage family and friends to come and use those areas too. The students can help make sure people in their community get the assistance they need. They can help deliver lunches to the elderly, they can tutor to younger people that need assistance, and then the younger students often look up to these older kids, and this can have a trickle-down effect. I want to be like him. Some might say, how are they volunteer hours though if they are required? Volunteering is something you want to do, not something you are told that you have to do. How are kids supposed to have the time to do even more work? Some kids work, they have homework, they have chores at home that they were required to do, they have practice for sports. Adding more to what they already have to do will make it impossible for them to complete the requirement. Another reason people think this shouldn't be a requirement is that some kids just find a family friend to check off the list, or others buy elaborate vacations, going to areas that have a lower income area that they can go and do a quick couple of hours and then just make it fun time. Now that we have talked about some of the issues, let's talk about how to change it and how to make community service mandatory. The solution is mandatory community service in high school. It can be implemented in a couple different ways. The service can be incorporated into many classes, or it can be added into sports activities or extracurricular activities, and they can work on service projects as a group. The hours required need to be reasonable. As noted in the November 27, 2008, the New York Times article, Good Deeds, The Backlash, by Douglas Quinqua, several schools have reduced the hours required because it needs to be quality hours rather than quantity. Teachers can create a list of acceptable activities that the students can participate in, and all the activities need to be approved and verified prior to being completed. There should be a limited number of teachers that do these approvals. 10 hours a year should easily be accomplished with guidance. I've even seen recently on an advertisement on TV how high school students have been a great help during the current situation with COVID. Student volunteers have come in to help clean to make a safe people for go-to when they are in need of a free meal. These are a few ways that we can incorporate volunteer service into our school. I hope that this helps persuade you that high school students should complete community service hours in order to graduate. I have discussed with you why high school students should help with community service projects, why the community needs their help, and how to implement it into high school. With the help of our teenagers, we can help our charity services. The local communities can be better places to live with the involvement of our youth, and our youth can become better citizens, better leaders than they already are, and be better prepared for life.